I get a call from the FBI. And I'm 23 years old. Like, I'm just like, what? What did I do?
Oh my gosh.
And he says, are you in business partner with this gentleman?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. So I lost $800,000 and it caused a lot of chaos, caused a lot of drama, caused a lot of slandering. It caused towards me, put a target on my back. I was offering commissions that no one else has offered before, high commissions, because I realized I don't have a Nike sign next to my name. How do I separate myself from my competitors that they just have resources I simply don't have? And so I got creative. I started doing things that were like, made it almost bulletproof that you can't fail if you come work for me. And so we started scaling pretty quick.
Your advice to a 20-year-old self.
Yeah, I should look at the camera.
Yeah.
Why not you?
Yeah.
Really though, because that's what started for me. I go meet with all these owners. I just wasn't impressed. I just kept thinking, well, if he can do it, why can't I do it?
Welcome back to the Startup Ignition Podcast. I am Tyler. We are talking about everything startups, business, entrepreneurship. This is John, favorite father-son duo on the internet. Wink, wink. But today we are joined by an awesome guest who I'm super excited about because we go way back. And I was trying to convince him to come on the podcast. He might have been a little camera shy, but we got him here. Ben Knell, we're very excited to have you on the podcast. Thank you for coming. I am so excited to have you because one, my dad does not really know you.
Nope.
And two, you're not the typical entrepreneur that we have on this podcast because we run in tech circles.
Yeah.
That's right.
And not that you're not technical or not that you're not techie, but you're just a different breed of entrepreneur than we typically have on the podcast. So I'm super excited to dive in today, but I have a bio for you.
All right. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, this will be fun because again, my dad doesn't know you.
This bio is the first I'm learning. So
yeah, here we go. So today we are joined by my good friend, high school buddy friend, all the way back in high school. Ben is the founder and CEO of BK Marketing, which is a sales and marketing company that you have done. I read over 100 million for your clients.
Yep.
Which is crazy. That is so awesome. And you've been a huge key leader in kind of the pest control industry and sales industry, at least here in Utah in the ecosystem for a while now. How long have you been doing BK Marketing for?
About 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
But
so
before that,
it focuses on pest control?
Well, we'll let Ben get into it, but
Okay.
you've done different sectors, a ton of different sectors. But it's not just about those massive wins in those sectors. You are a awesome family man. You have 6 boys, I know.
What?
6 boys.
6?
Yeah.
Have you been trying for a girl? Is that where that came from?
We kept trying for a girl and we kept getting boys. So.
Popping out boys.
You can order that these days.
Like Tyler did.
I know, right?
Along with eye color and hair color.
I know.
Yeah,
hey,
that's
mail
crazy.
ordered nowadays, right?
crazy.
Little genetic auditing there. I'm excited to jump into your background and hear your story. You're married, happily married, and one of the coolest things that I think that you are building a massive 18,000, I don't know if I should shout this from the rooftop, square foot home that I have seen on Instagram and all your social medias, and it looks like a monster of a project, but an awesome family abode. So
There's a story behind that. But yeah.
there is a story behind that?
It wasn't supposed to be that big.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. We'll save that for later. But before we dive into Ben and your background, because I do want to start at the very beginning and how you got into what you're into, I have an icebreaker, and Ben has told me he's watched a handful of episodes of our podcast, which thank you so much.
They're
That's
usually
awesome.
tech related, so I was like, crap, how am I going to do?
Yeah. No, I try to prompt AI to give me an icebreaker that's related to the guest. So we'll see how it did here. But I'm just going to do a simple icebreaker. It's going to be 2 minutes. We're going to get into the episode this way. And it's a simple this or that. Okay. So I'm going to ask you something of 2 different things, and you tell me which one you prefer, and you can participate too.
Okay.
Because this is one we haven't done before.
Okay,
You ready?
got it. Go.
Okay, here we go. Real quick, rapid fire. Pizza, tacos, or neither?
Tacos.
Pizza.
Okay.
Used to be pizza, but with my new lifestyle, tacos.
Yeah, you're looking pretty fit over
That's
there.
like a close tie, though.
Pizza and tacos? Well, I went to like the probably most popular foods in the world, so there you go. Okay, early morning gym or late afternoon or evening or nighttime gym?
Absolutely early morning. I have to get that blood flowing or my day sucks.
Yeah.
And I exercise in the evening.
Yeah, you do evenings.
More, yeah.
Okay, and I'm an early too, for sure. I have to like pop my head off my pillow. I'm going to the gym.
Me too.
Okay, I know that you're in sales, all right? Okay. Do you want to close a big one-time deal or stack consistent small wins?
I've only stacked consistent small wins up to this point.
So just progressive growth.
So that's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How about you?
Same.
Consistent small wins?
Yeah, I like diversification.
Okay. Okay.
Having all my eggs in one basket can be dangerous,
Okay.
especially at my age.
Doing it yourself or hiring it out?
Oh my gosh. I'm the worst example of the right way to do this.
Why?
Because I did it myself for so long and I never I hit a ceiling. I just wasn't aware. I was too prideful. And I just kept looking around. I'm like, why am I not scaling? Why am I not growing? And then I started realizing, oh, I need to hire out. I need to delegate. And then I started hiring all the wrong people. Sorry to all those people if you're listening to this.
And what, you got burned from it or something?
Yeah, they overpromised, underdelivered. And to their defense, I didn't know how to onboard people. I've never onboarded someone, so I didn't know how to set correct expectations.
Yeah.
And then I found the right people in the last couple of years, and it's been a game changer. It's been the greatest gift to my business.
So it used to be do it yourself. Now you're hire it out.
Yeah, it depends on what it is, but yeah, hired it out for sure.
I think there's a combination answer there, but what about you?
I tend to do it myself. I've never really mastered that.
I think a principle for life and for businesses is figure it out yourself and then delegate and hire it out, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, because if you're tasking someone with a task at the jump of hiring them, it's kind of hard to just say, hey, go and hit this and run and do it exactly how I would want it to be done.
You can't be a lone wolf.
Yeah.
You can't be a lone wolf and scale. But it's tough to find the right people. But when you do it, like you said, it's a magical moment.
It's weird.
Yeah, and I would definitely say a lot of the success I've had in my career was around a team that I literally took from the beginning all the way through the end, and those core people are everything.
Yep.
Okay, sweet reward for yourself, like a dessert, or are you going savory reward, like a steak dinner or something?
Both.
Doing both?
Yeah.
Sweet or savory?
They're both good, but I probably would be on savory side more.
I think I'm sweet. I'm going to ice cream. I'm doing something
I like
bad.
the chocolate, the Kazuki or Pazuki. I never had to say
Oh,
right.
yeah,
I DoorDash those.
But I like his answer of both because, like, I always like, I want something salty, then I want something sweet. I want both.
Yeah, I like the answer of both. Okay, city or suburban or country life?
Well, we bought 9 acres, so it's not country, but for us, I'm a city boy. Like I fit in a city setting.
Yeah,
but lifestyle, family, farmland.
You're literally country life, basically.
Yeah, but
you're not going to embrace the country life, but you are in the country.
We're going to get some Highlander cows. We're going to get some goats.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're going to get cows?
Yeah. Highlander. So they're the cute, hairy ones.
Oh, the ones with like the shaggy hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like an emo boy band.
We're going to treat them like dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Probably suburban. I'm happy suburban. I'm not, downtown hardcore city. I'm not crazy about that.
Same.
And two country, not crazy about that.
Yeah, I need to be close to things, but not like densely populated.
You gotta have a Costco nearby, right? You gotta have a Costco nearby.
I love how Costco's the indicator. Okay. Friday night out with your boys, like your sons.
Okay.
Or date night with your wife.
Date night with my wife for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, kids, you love the kids, but it's like, I'm not going to spend extra time.
Yeah. And they're all boys, so we actually have a great time together.
Yeah.
But they're so young still that like
What's the ages?
12 and younger, 12 all the way down to 18
You have 6
months.
boys, 12 and under.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's insane. Yeah.
All the women listeners are what a hero wife that is.
Yeah. We invested in a nanny for that was the best gift ever.
Yeah.
2 of them now.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Last one, and this one has to do a little bit of tech, but I want to see what your opinion is on it. Are you utilizing like these AI robocalls, SDRs that are popping up, or are you keeping it in person, door-to-door sales?
So my exact business model has nothing to do with that world.
Yeah.
So we partner with pest companies who would utilize those.
Yeah.
So I'm not seeing it even in our industry yet.
Really?
It might be out there, but
well, I think I need to learn more about what he does.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. So
Okay,
when
well,
we get into that.
That wraps up my this or that.
Okay.
So thank you for participating in that. But
Mr.
yeah,
Box.
let's take it back then. Okay, Ben, take us to the beginning. How did you get to where you are today, and what does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, born and raised Provo-Orem.
Yeah.
Went to Mountain View High School. Went to UVU.
Yeah.
And I heard about this magical door-to-door sales thing. And you can make $100,000 and you go out and knock and sell alarms. So I went out with this company called Pinnacle, and come to find out, it's not what we were told. I did not make $100,000.
Yeah.
Nowhere near that, not even half. And it was rough. It was really hard. We went to Omaha, Nebraska, and East Bay, California. So it's cool to see different parts of the U.S. I've never been to and call it home for a few months. But it was rough. So I swore it off. I'll never do it again. That sucked. Summer sales is awful. And
Can we give some context to this?
Yeah, 'cause I think-
guys, again, to our viewers and listeners, we're home based here in Utah.
I think Utah understands this demographic, but everybody else does not.
Let's describe it. So Utah has two interesting anomalies in business. It's like because of the outgoing salesmanship that's so prevalent in the culture of Utah, it has become a bastion for two industries, the multi-level marketing or network sales industry, and also for the summer sales industry where young college students get recruited to sell for companies like alarm companies, pest control companies.
the door-to-door
door-to-door
industry.
sales.
Yeah.
Cutler Knives or whatever the name of that knife company is. I mean, Cutco.
Yeah.
Cutco Knives. I've had one of his cousins did Cutco Knives. So this is a real big recruiting center for that. So a huge percentage of college students from this part of Utah will go do summer sales at least once.
I think a lot of college kids have at least done summer sales and that career for at least a year.
Before you continue with that, so you went and did that, which is interesting. I'd love just you to tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. Like, what's a good thing about it, a bad thing, and an ugly thing about it?
great thing is it forces you to get creative on the doors. It forces you to evolve without you realizing it.
Yeah.
Because you show up on someone's door. It's actually pretty cool when you think about it. When you dissect it. You show up on someone's door. They're watching Ellen, Oprah. I mean, I'm back at the day when I knocked. Cutting cucumbers. Who knows? They're just minding their own business. You show up on the door. You walk away 15, 20 minutes later with, in my world, a year subscription to pest control, a 5-year commitment to Vivint security, or whatever the product may be.
Yeah.
You walk away with your credit card and a commitment to something, and they had no idea you were coming. Like, it's pretty impossible. If you really think about it, you just show up and you walk away and you never knew them before on their doorstep. It's crazy what we do.
It's a hard
Utah
sell.
college students, of which you were, right?
Yeah.
You get shipped out to Nebraska. You went to
I went to Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska. It can be anywhere in the country. It can be anywhere in the country, though.
Yeah.
And you got assigned to Omaha, Nebraska.
Right.
Is that because of the person that recruited you?
Yes.
They were recruiting for that area?
Yes.
Okay. And it was a friend of yours that recruited you, probably? Or an acquaintance?
Number one sales rep married my girl cousin.
Okay. And then said, hey.
You'd be great. I was like, you got a BMW and you're 24? Sign me up.
Hey, there you go.
That's what happened.
Okay, so anyway, you did that. Keep going with your story. Sorry, I just wanted everybody to understand what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
And then my best friend, so I played a lot of soccer growing up. On my travel team, he reached out to me and he's like, dude, come sell pest control. And I was like, bro, there's no money in pest control. Because that's what the security guys told us. We're more superior than pest. You can't make any money in pest control.
Yeah.
And so I believed it just because that's all I know. That's all I knew. And pest control wasn't cool back then. It was like, and lower.
It first started very prevalent with alarms. But
Yes.
pest
Oh,
control
it
has found
boomed.
its own now.
Well, pest control was even before alarms.
Really?
And then they all trickled into bigger money in alarms.
Okay, got it.
Anyways, so
And then don't even talk about when solar came on the scene. That was like the coolest thing
that was
forever.
like gold rush.
Yeah.
What happened was, my best friend's like, dude, come sell pest control in Utah. And I was like, no. And he's like, just shadow me. So I finally go shadow him. We go to Harriman, Utah, which I've never been to. being in Utah. I didn't even know Harriman existed.
Yeah.
Big, beautiful homes you could actually see on a clear day.
You know, Tyler and I just drove through there last
Yeah,
night because we
It's
went to
boomed.
the Salt Lake Bees game at their new stadium, which was amazing.
It's over there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Millers
and,
built a new stadium.
and it is a beautiful facility. Yeah.
Well, on a clear day, you can see Salt Lake Valley, surprisingly, way out there.
Yeah.
So we go to all these houses, and all these stay-at-home moms are buying on the doorstep. When an alarm, you have to go in their house and build fear. Where pest control, you're just offering a service almost like you're the lawn care guy.
Yeah.
It's not as threatening. It's not as aggressive. Everyone qualifies. You have to do credit checks. It's just a lot simpler sell. It's not complex.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with the simplicity versus how complex a security
System
was. So it was all about building fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible example that you're not going to want to record this, but they taught us, like, if we're at a door, we're role playing, and they say, hey, I have a Rottweiler, I have a German Shepherd, I don't need a security system. What if I shot your dog in the head and put him in a plastic bag? What would you do next? They taught us to say crap like that.
Oh my God.
And we're just like, I don't feel comfortable saying this crap.
Yeah.
And so pest control's the nice guy sell.
Yeah.
It's a completely different experience. It's just easy and smooth. And so he pops off 6 sales in 3 hours, and he just made it look easy. I didn't realize he was really good too. But he made it look so easy that I quit my job the next day. And I'm a newlywed, mind you, so just brand new, married, low income. I thought I was going to be a podiatrist. I knew I was going to be a foot doctor.
That's a lot of schooling.
It is. And I took all the prereqs and everything. You only had to get a 21 on the MCAT to qualify. So I was like, this is me. And what happened was, it was a means to an end. Went out, we started our first pest control company called EcoSmart Pest Control in Dallas, Texas. So it was the blind leading the blind. I recruited about 31 rookie reps. So never done it before.
Were you doing sales and the service?
Yes.
So
yes.
you were a self-contained company.
all in,
yeah.
and
You didn't sell your contracts off to another pest control.
no, like I currently do. Okay. Currently, that's my model, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
So my first one, I started calling around asking, how do you start a pest control company? How do you do this? I'm writing an English paper at UVU, which I wasn't. Little white lie to find out, how do you bootstrap this? Do I just buy trucks off KSL, backpack sprayers? Like, how do I start a pest control company? Because I just shadowed. I didn't even sell anything. I've never sold a pest account, and I started my own company. And I've never had entrepreneurship blood in me. It was never coached to us. My dad took over his dad's business, but we were never even told what that meant.
Yeah.
Right.
Like what entrepreneurship was.
Didn't even know the word.
Yeah.
It wasn't talked to us. And so you look back at that, you're like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to impress my in-laws that their daughter was going to be taken care of. That was my true why at the moment. Was like, oh shoot, like first and last month's rent in this ghetto quadplex. Like, I need to provide, right? I need to show them that their daughter's going to be taken care of. And so I started EcoSmart. We go out there, and it was crazy. It was just learning. And then I realized I don't have enough cash flow. I didn't even know what the word cash flow was, but I don't have enough cash flow to fund the commissions in the future, like the back-end checks, the famous back-end checks of door to door. So I panicked. I started calling all the people I wrote papers on and said, hey, can you teach me how to, or do you have money to, like, interest, just like help me find a solution?
What is the commission on pest control like? Like if they sell $100 worth of pest control, what does the sales rep actually make?
So they typically, back then, let's just call it $500 for easy math.
Okay.
They would make 25% of that. So they make $125 a pop.
And you're saying they get some of it up front, but then later
yes, they get like $50 up front, and then whatever's active at the end of the year, they get the remainder.
Okay.
Times it by how
So basically about
sold.
25%, part up front, part later.
Right. So it's easier to cash flow it.
And also just to protect if there was cancellations.
Chargebacks.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to pay if the account.
So you as
isn't
the
paying.
pest control operator have to come up and pay that upfront commission right away before you get money from the client.
Correct.
So you have to have some capital.
All while paying technicians and operations and call center people too.
Yeah.
Which is easier to.
When do you charge?
cash flow.
They're getting like a monthly service, so they just pay each month. Is it broken into monthly
It's
payments?
now like that, but back then it was quarterly.
Quarterly.
Just
okay.
quarterly, every 90 days.
Okay. And so you had to pay out to a sales rep commission before you got $1 from a customer. Is that true?
Yes.
So
Wow. And you didn't know that.
quick.
So how do you how can you bootstrap that?
Well, I took my alarm security money. I made $28,000,
Yeah.
and I had that. And I'm very frugal, very, very frugal.
Yeah.
And
So you as a founder had to have the money.
that's how I
There's
started.
nobody that could fund you.
But when I was calling these people, I finally one of them was generous and said, "Hey, call this other guy. He's looking for someone like you with recruiting and sales talent to partner with." And so I actually ended up right before the summer partnering, which is a crazy story actually, partnering with some big money. And what happened was 3/4 into the summer, I get a call from the FBI. And I'm 23 years old. Like, I'm just like, what? What did I do?
Oh my gosh.
And he says, "Are you in business partner with this gentleman?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes." And they started with the FBI, so I was freaking out. And he said, "Well, he's being investigated for like $51 million of fraud." And with, what's it called when it's like the healthcare, the fraud was in Medicare. So it was in, I'm like afraid to say that because I don't know if a lot of people know who this is up north, but but it was for, basically what he did is he was the VP of sales and he taught the sales team to write fraudulent signatures from the doctors to get the Medicare approved to buy powered wheelchairs.
Yeah. And by the way, defrauding Medicare, Congress has made it like 10 times more serious than regular fraud. It's bad.
So he went to 5 years of federal prison.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I wasn't part of it. I didn't.
But
I didn't even
the
know
money
that
he was
background.
making from
Was funding
ill-gotten gains, he was backing you with.
Yes, and I was new to all this.
Yeah.
I was trusted these guys because they're successful, and so I called my dad. I was like, "Dad, what do I do?" He's like, "You run. Like, these are bad people. You get away from these people. I don't care if it's you walk away from your equity."
Well, did they want to disgorge? It's called disgorge. Did they want to take money back that they had given you? Were they trying to recoup that? Okay.
They were just trying to
Find out what he was
if
doing.
I was part of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
really?
I came from his past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
From what I gather.
sometimes they can disgorge it. They can say
Like take it
that
away.
money was given to you. You have to return it because we got to put it back here. Yeah.
I was part of a Ponzi scheme that they did that.
So,
Story for another time. But yeah, so that was my first
when you say
experience.
part of, you mean a victim of?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's better.
Yes.
Okay.
He was not a corroborator.
Yeah, he was a
I
victim
wish I
of
was now.
Ponzi scheme.
Just kidding.
Welcome to Utah Ponzi schemes. Okay.
Yeah, that's the third part. You know?
Yeah.
Multi-level marketing, Ponzi
Ponzi
schemes.
schemes.
No,
We laugh that that's terrible, but anyway, yeah.
It's sad.
Okay, so anyway, so what happened after? So they go away, and you have no financial backer.
right. So I have to look for an exit. I have to look for something, and so I'm going to church out in Dallas, Texas, Carrollton, Texas specifically, and I meet another pest control owner at the church. We start talking and talking. Long story short, he buys me out for way lower than the value of what it should have been. But I was desperate. I didn't care. Just like, take it. And then we became friends, and then we partnered up 50-50 from that point on for the next 5.5 years.
Just building your own pest control company.
He already existed.
For a new location.
Same location. So how we did it, it was...
You sold to him, and then what?
He took on our... He was way bigger than I was. He took on our accounts.
And that took the pressure off you.
Correct. And then 50-50 on anything that I
Started
brought on
under
and
his
moving
umbrella.
forward.
Under his umbrella, you got 50-50 of it.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
So he kept on promising me the world of... And he's a great guy. He just had a 60 million plus exit, so he's doing fine.
Wow.
But he kept on telling me, we're going to open up multiple markets. So I started getting really good at recruiting. I started to figure out, this is my talent, this is my gift. And he kept on making up excuses. He kept on saying, no, we can't open up that other market because I don't trust this operator to open it for us. And then he'd buy 5 rental properties. And then that kind of started compounding. And then he got up to like 60 plus rental properties. And it finally hit me. I'm being hindered by growth with what I'm really good at because he's building his portfolio, which is good for him. Great. He's a good guy. He's genuinely a good guy. But I'm really good at this thing that everyone isn't good at in my industry, recruiting and building sales teams. What if I could make a business out of this? What if I could just build and provide the sales service and not worry about the operations? And because it's actually very expensive, very cash heavy. Like my nickname in the industry is the cash killer because we come in and we demand the highest premium in the industry because we're going to come in and be your sales arm that you couldn't figure out on your own. And you're going to service it, which will bring enterprise value and all these other great things. And so anyways, I finally grow a pair and I say, I'm going to go start my own. And every mentor I had told me not to. Every single one of them were like, there's too many liability risks. There's this, there's that. And it just made so much sense to me because they weren't in my shoes. So I got to do this. And I still don't understand how or why, but I'm going to figure this out because I am sick and tired of my friends and family and people that I bring out getting taken advantage of by these owners. I was on a mission to build the first platform, in my opinion, that is in favor of the sales guys versus just the owners. And it caused a lot of chaos, caused a lot of drama, caused a lot of slandering. It caused, towards me, put a target on my back. And I wasn't maybe ready for that initially because I was offering commissions that no one else has offered before, high commissions, because I realized I don't have a Nike sign next to my name. How do I separate myself from my competitors that they just have resources I simply don't have? And so I got creative and started thinking, I'm going to start paying for tuitions. I'm going to start paying for everyone's housing, even if they didn't earn it. I started doing things that were like, made it almost bulletproof that you can't fail if you come work for me. And so we started scaling pretty quick. And then I got an opportunity, got a phone call saying, hey, we want you to come be an owner of this company we're building. We have 71 million backing us. And so I met with him and he said, how many recruits can you do in a year? Like, can you bring us? And I said, I don't know, if I had the financial backing, which I've never really had before, I think I could take us to 300 recruits year one. And he's like, I want more. And so I said, well, let's just see. So I hired a life coach. And this life coach, which I don't even know what life coaches were, accountability coach. First thing he teaches, the only thing I actually learned from him, I apologize if he hears it, but he knows actually, I've shared it with him. He said, you 1099ers, you think you work so much harder than you really do. I was like, you jerk, But he was right, because I was playing a lot of FIFA. I was playing a lot of NBA 2K. He said, man, you guys just think you work so much harder. What I want you to do, I want you to track every minute you invest into building your business. Not thinking about it, but actually acting on it. Report back to me. First, let's set a goal. How many hours do you think you put in a week? And I'm like, I'm not in school. I took 2 years off, UVU. And so I started the goal was, I was like 30 hours easy. He reports back, or he calls back the next week. I'm like, look, we had a family reunion I wasn't aware of. Of course, I didn't get the 30 in. We went down to New Harmony, Utah, blah, blah, blah. I did 7 hours, but next week I'll hit 30. Just watch. Next week comes, I put in an honest effort, recorded everything. Makes the weekly phone call. How many hours did you do? His name was Tony. Tony, I put in 14 hours and I'm exhausted. I simply wasn't conditioned. I wasn't used to the amount of work, a 30, 40 hour work week, unless it was door to door, which is very different than recruiting and building and networking and scaling in the off season, right?
Right.
And so that's where it all started.
It changed your whole mindset.
It became like a video game. I wanted to win. It became, how do I get to 14 hours to 20 hours? Like the work schedule.
Yeah.
How do I turn 20? And so it took 6 months. It didn't happen overnight. Like it was hard to get there. What was so cool, what I learned, and what my advice for everyone is in this scenario, especially young entrepreneurs who are like just trying to figure it out, is when you become obsessed with your baby, even if you're part of something, it doesn't matter what it is, but when you become obsessed, A, it doesn't feel like work anymore. And B, I got all the way up to 80 hours of work weeks, which I was just so happy. I was just, I don't know how to explain it, but like you feel like you matter because you master your craft. Like the 10,000 hour rule is real.
Yeah.
Like,
We teach this in our boot camp. We teach that part of when you find founder fit, meaning where that founder is really fitting the business they want to do, is when they have a healthy obsession and time passes, they look forward to it. Sunday night, they're looking forward to Monday.
You obsess.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. You're all in. But was it healthy? That's the question. Because that's when my wife, well, so before I get to the wifey story, I I break an industry record. I recruit 600 guys in one off season. So the goal was 300, but I was going to fall short. I was literally getting to the office like 10 a.m., going home at 2 a.m. Mm-hmm. And that was my day. And I'd come home and my wife's asleep. And in the morning, I'd briefly see her and be like, babe, I recruited this many people. Like, I was just so excited to share my victories. She's like, you have family, you have kids. At the time we had 3 boys. And isn't it about them, us? And I'm like, yeah, but work like no one else now so you can live like no one else later.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Yeah.
But I was getting the endorphins. I was getting ego.
The accolades.
Yeah, not even realizing it because I was just feeling so good, not realizing my family needed me / my third. I used to get so emotional talking about this, but I've talked about it a lot. So hopefully I don't get emotional. But my third oldest, if I see pictures of him to this day, I'm always like, that's mine. Because I wasn't there. I wasn't present. I'm not proud of that.
Yeah.
And so the coolest thing that I learned from that was you can do amazing, great things with that work ethic. Mm-hmm. But what I also learned was you can still create amazing, achieve great goals and still see your family. And so I had a good friend of mine. He's like a CEO coach. I just went to lunch and he said, what you need to do is trick your brain. And don't tell your wife, but you need to schedule a meeting to see your family at 6 p.m. from 6 to 8 p.m. and then work after that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, do you miss meetings? I was like, never. He's like, that's why you got to do it. And so I did that.
Does that sound familiar, Tyler?
Yeah, it's very familiar.
This is what I've taught people. This exact 6 to 8 p.m. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And it changed my life for the better. Saved my marriage.
Took me halfway through my career, I figured that out.
Yeah. Well, that's a long time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Mostly because my wife taught me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The wives have built-in marriage manuals.
1,000%. But like she reminds me, I was just getting fed so many endorphins for doing cool things that I was blind to it. Because what we learn is your income, as it gets bigger, at least depends on who you are. I'm a family man, like Tyler said.
Yeah.
Our lifestyle didn't change. We didn't get nicer cars. We didn't get a nicer house. We just
and there's only so many of those things you can have anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was just seeing you working like a dog, and she's like, what is this for? Right?
Eventually. Yeah.
I have a question back to the business aspect for 1 minute. So how did you create a business that pays higher commissions, but you're now a middleman between the company and the sales rep? Because you recruit the sales reps.
Right.
And then, but you're not involved in this company side that does the fulfillment and service, right? So how, and you said you were giving really good spiffs. How can you pay more commissions, give those spiffs, and how does it financially pencil all out? That's what I don't get that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the truth is 2 things. One, I'm a really good negotiator. And I don't know what it is, but when I walk in a room with wealthy people, I feel dumb saying this, but it's true. They'll give me whatever I want. I don't know how to explain it, but
well, you carry yourself well, yeah. So
it's
but
crazy.
Still, how does that pencil out?
So I negotiate for a higher commission rate, therefore I can share.
Okay. So in other words, you go into a pest control company and say you kind of suck at sales. You want to have a complete company with fulfillment and providing the service.
Yeah.
I'll provide you the sales.
Yes.
Is that what you say? And you fulfill and serve. And you got to pay me, but I'm going to cost more than if you tried to hire your own salespeople.
Love it.
Is that right?
Yes.
But you'll get more gross revenue.
Yes.
And more deals.
So cut out what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Because that was very like ego.
Yeah.
Let's cut that out. Keep that in. And I'll reply to this because that's the right thing to say. So that's exactly how it is. And so I go to these sales companies strategically. I go find there's over 20,000 pest companies nationwide.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to misrepresent, but I think it's close to a $20 billion industry, not door to door, but pesticide.
Yeah, no, it's a huge industry.
And so what I do is I go target nationwide pest control companies who aren't familiar with door knockers, and I bring the value to them. They're all aware of door knockers. They just don't know how to get the Mormons. They don't know how to get the return missionaries who are ninjas.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they all try to get little fraternity boys on the East Coast, but they just can't do it the same way we do it.
Yeah.
It's I say this about the tech world. Silicon Valley actually creates deeper technology, but they can't sell their way out of a paper bag.
Yeah.
Utah takes the simplest technology and sells the heck out of it.
That's
and
it.
Then,
We're a great sales force.
You look at all the unicorn companies in the tech world in Utah, they're just great at selling.
That's it. That's it. And so
really what revolutionized everything was how you paid your sales force. That really was the turning point. I mean, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy over here, but like, isn't that pretty obvious? Like, pay reps more, they'll come.
Yeah, but how he did it, he says, "Hey, come work for me. I'm going to be a pro sales first type organization to be around." So sales reps probably like that environment more. And then he goes to the pest control company and say, "Though, you got to pay me a little extra so I can run these sales guys the right way." And then you're going to get more throughput, more volume, more sale, more services you have to do. And so if you run your own sales, you're going to be here in revenue. If I run your sales, you're going to be here in revenue.
Right.
And out of the middle increase, I get more of your revenue and I can pay my guys more, and it all has a virtuous circle.
Right.
Is that kind of it?
You nailed it.
Yeah.
And for example, my first client, he had about $6 million in revenue. 5 years later, we took him to about 5 summers, because we talk in summers terms.
Yeah.
5 summers later, we took him to around 40 million in revenue.
Yeah.
And it took him 13 years to get to the 6 million.
Yeah.
We did.
And even if your percentage is much higher than what he feels he wants to pay or was paying historically, those few extra percentage points to you allow you to do all these things for those sales reps and make more profit yourself. And he's making, because as you grow the company, it scales, right?
Yeah.
And so his gross margins there, but his net margin is increasing. On that $40 million company, he's got to have a high net margin.
Well, he's currently being offered 150, 160 million to walk away.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, do it. I would. And he loves the grind.
Yeah.
I know, it's going to be hard for him.
But that's cool.
So, okay. Where are you at today? Like, what is the scale that you're operating at today? Like, where?
So ever since COVID, private equity has taken over our industry. Private equity did not exist, period, in pest control services. So what happened was COVID hits, everyone wants to protect their money, safe bets, even safer than ever, right? Well, the 5 essential services on the government website were, I don't remember any of them, but this one, number 5 was pesticide.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know if mosquitoes were passing COVID or not. So it was allowed, like that was one of the green lighted services that could still happen while everything was on lockdown.
Yeah.
So we went door to door with these government printed website things saying, we're allowed to do this. We weren't allowed to go door to door, but we were like, we're allowed to do it. Took it. We kind of flipped the script, and we had not just us, the whole industry had the best years that it ever had. And so what happened was all these private equity guys started hearing about, I think they started researching the top 5 from the website, and they're like, hey, what matches our current portfolios? And they started realizing, oh my gosh, this pest control thing's magical because there's a bunch of reoccurring revenue that they're already used to, high density routes. And they're just smarter than we are pest guys. Like, we're just door knocker sales guys. Come to find out there's smarter people out there and they know how to scale that financially. They know how to make higher multiples. They single-handedly took an industry with very low multiples that Terminex and Rollins were the 2 biggest buyers, monopolized. And to give you an idea, just average numbers, the average M&A in pest control was 1.5x on revenue. So not EBITDA, we go off revenues. Yeah. And that was as good as it gets. 1.5x.
Right.
That's small. PE guys came in, immediately started paying 3-4x.
Right.
Some as high as 5. It's died down a little. So our value just immediately. So my common sense radar told me I'm worth more, and I'm already the highest paid Fruit Loop in the industry because I'm dumb enough to ask, and my business model is unique where all these other guys are in-house. And if I went to these in-house companies and I'm like, hey, pay me more, they're like, what if our in-house guys find out if we paid you more? Well, it wouldn't work. So I realized I got to stop going to the Utah companies. I got to start going to the bigger pocket nationwide companies and proposing, hey, aren't you sick of this door knocker stealing your accounts? Well, now we can do it for you.
And enabling them in the door-to-door. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And creating higher density routes for yourselves. And it's just better. It's just a win-win. So now I am on the brinks of greatness. No, I'm about to pioneer something that's never been touched before in our industry. I found a problem and I've been working on it for the last couple of years, and I finally found the solution, and I've taken it to big time private equity companies, and they've bought in and they're in love with the idea of it all. Can't share too many details because I want to be the true pioneer.
It's your secret sauce.
It'll be a game changer, and it solves a lot of problems in my world too, where it only allows me to pay guys even more.
Yeah.
And so that's it in a nutshell. But
So your company is called again
BK Marketing.
but it's this company, the marketing is in the pest control industry and what you're doing.
Correct.
Are you doing any other verticals?
We dabbled in fiber. We dabbled in solar, lead generation for refinancing way back when.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I didn't even care to do any of those things. Mm-hmm. We just had a pool of talent who wanted to do those things. So I created avenues for them to do it so we didn't lose that network. But in all reality, we're like 90% pest control, maybe 95 now. Like it's our bread and butter.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. It's going to be around.
So Ben, every entrepreneur has some scars, okay? And it sounds like you have a lot of scars.
Oh yeah.
Because you even mentioned briefly that you were caught up in some kind of Ponzi scheme or something. Tell our viewers and listeners like the biggest scar.
Yeah.
Like if I ask you what's the biggest hit you've taken as an entrepreneur, what would that be?
There's been a couple. I haven't been paid over $1 million of commission by a partnership.
But you had to pay your people?
Yes.
And then you never got the money?
Correct. To protect my name, to protect the growth. Second one was the Ponzi scheme. I lost.
That wasn't related to your business though, was it? You just made an investment?
Yeah.
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 Personal, like you've made wealth from your business and then.
Yes, but what I learned, so I lost $800,000.
Okay.
And then that same year I lost $600,000 in crypto nodes.
Personally trying to invest your capital out. It's not your business.
No.
You were trying to do investment.
Personal investments.
If I could rewind, there's a business attached to this.
Yeah.
The coolest thing, I'm an optimist. I can't ever play victim. I'm not someone who likes to harp on what didn't happen. Eat a Kazuki and that's what I do. But what I learned was, oh my gosh, what if I invested that money into my business?
Yeah.
What if I invested that into my people, into my family even?
Yeah.
What if, and that's where the house started coming along, was like, freak, what if I could go back in time and put the 1.4 million between the two losses in a year and stop being a frugal bastard. And my guys are already the highest paid guys in the industry.
Yeah.
But add more value, more resources to the platform.
Or even just keep it within your immediate family circle.
Or build an 18,000 square foot home.
Yeah.
I also want to use that for recruiting though, because we're all about visions, the vision for these young men and young women. And so we're going to invite a lot. We're going to have a lot of retreats at our house and a lot of fun things. But what I take from that is, like I can either, woe is me, I'll go Eeyore.
Yeah.
Or realize, oh my gosh, now I need to start investing. And so I started building an executive team. I failed. Great guys, great individuals, but it wasn't
the first
couple. And so I started buying, like the frugality started, like I started evolving and realizing, no, you got to pay top dollar if you want top value and experience.
It's the where you're at.
I think every entrepreneur goes through that.
You have to be frugal and can't squander money. But then all of a sudden, you've got to go and say, no, you can't afford not to pay that top person top dollar because you need them.
And especially when the money's there.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like the money wasn't there.
But I mean, that's how you go to the next level. We've had this talk, like in the area of technology, a lot of times, we're preaching frugality in the first 18 months of a business. Then all of a sudden the company takes off and grows, and the original CTO, for instance, doesn't have the horsepower to take it to the next level. So then the CEO founder goes, man, I can't afford this other CTO and upgrade my CTO. It's too expensive. I can't afford it. And we have to say, you can't afford not to.
I've heard that on your other podcast.
Yeah. I just feel like every entrepreneur gets to a point where they either they hit this fork in the road. Either they stay frugal and the company actually is, set back from that, or they actually unleash and start building out and scaling and investing in growth.
And it's an art.
Yeah.
The timing on that is an art. There's no magic time that you can say this is exactly when to do it.
I mean, we have an infamous story that we had a CEO that was nickel and diming his employees because he was so frugal. They would go on business trips, overspend on dinners and lunches, and he would
32 cents,
and he would literally charge them 32 cents to pay back the company. And it's can you imagine that kind of environment and that kind of company culture that sets? Right.
That CEO for the first 18, 24 months of the company was critical for them because they also got very little investment and built an incredibly valuable company and kept most of the
I'm just
equity
saying
for themselves.
There's a turning point.
But then there was a point where his frugality was basically stunting the growth of the company.
Right. What's the famous phrase? Don't drop a diamond while picking up pennies or something.
Yeah.
It's exactly that.
Or don't trip over dollars picking up pennies.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Something like that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, advice for the early stage founders. 2 things you want to share. What's the 2 things?
One is show up every day. No matter if you have a plan, agenda, a schedule or not, if you show up every day, magic happens.
Yeah.
If you have that mindset, great things happen. I don't know how to explain it other than I've experienced it. Just show up every day and cool things happen. 2, know your strengths. And I think at first I started wanting to hyper focus on my weaknesses. And I kept thinking, man, if I could just strengthen these weaknesses, I could be a balanced CEO or balanced entrepreneur. But when I realized quicker than most was I'm really good at the sales, recruiting, negotiating, and this part, and I built the whole business around it. But if I would have started chasing the actual pest control service with operations and call centers, and it's just not my gift, then I don't think I would ever reach the pinnacle I've reached to up to this point. And so knowing what your strengths are and trying to find avenues, businesses, even working for businesses that complement your strengths, you'll be 10 times happier than the money that follows. And the money usually follows.
Yeah. That's great advice.
I have a business question. You came up with this innovative solution for a huge majority of pest control companies. Maybe they were mom and pop shops or whatever, but they just weren't good at spinning up sales in their companies, right? Yeah. And you came up with this innovation that you could deliver basically a ready-made, ready-to-go sales solution for them. But you said it was pretty dramatic and you got some people in the industry didn't like it.
A lot of kickback.
Yeah, explain that. You're solving... You said there's 24,000 or whatever the number of pest control companies in the United States. Probably the vast majority would love your service.
Yeah, it was just the Utah companies that got mad.
Oh,
because I was paying their guys more money to leave them.
That's what it is. Okay, so in other words, instead of going to a captive one company situation, they could instead join you and be assigned to different companies over the years and help out companies and sell.
My greatest claim.
Is that what?
That's it.
The lifestyle for them was better. Instead of being captive in one company, they were now with a sales organization that helped multiple companies.
I think I've made more 100,000-aires in my industry than anyone else.
Okay.
At least in pest control.
Yeah.
Solely because I pay them more.
So basically you were consuming this incredible garden of salespeople in Utah.
Right.
And you were taking them and they were getting more attracted to you.
And I was getting non-solicited lawsuits thrown at me left.
But generally, sometimes they were leaving those companies and coming to you?
Every time. Yeah, that's why they got mad at me.
Why? Did they have those people under non-competes?
Yes. And they're 21, 22,
I don't think
year-olds.
That's against the law now, isn't it? In Utah, you can't have salespeople.
It still holds up surprisingly.
For 1 year, maybe? The max is 1 year. They did change that law. I can't believe that a salesperson for a pest control company can't quit and go work for anybody.
I agree 1,000%. 1,000%. Because we've never held anyone. We've never gone.
Are they all independent contractors?
Yeah.
And so maybe they're saying because it's a business doing a contract.
Well, if it's a W-2, it's more credible. As a 1099, it's way less credible.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So when you're recruiting, tell our viewers and listeners, what do you look for in a recruit? Like, what are the attributes that you're like, okay, this guy's going to make it?
The sad truth is there is no formula.
Yeah.
Because I had this 5A all-state, 6'4", handsome, perfect teeth, great social skills. I'm like, this guy's going to kill it. He goes out, hits average numbers. So he does okay. Get this emu, skater, punk, It bangs all the way down to here, tight jeans, and I'm just little guy. And I'm like, guys, why are we bringing him out? Like, he's just going to go home. Breaks all of our rookie records. So, and as this has happened, you can't judge a book by its cover.
I've had that in sales too.
It's happened. So now I don't have a formula. The formula is do you have social skills?
No,
I hired a Yellow Page sales guy one time, and he looked like Abe Lincoln. And he's going out, and I don't know if it was the Honest Abe thing or whatever, but he literally becomes one of our top 5 sales reps.
Oh my God, I have the exact same story. I literally was at an event, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, "I'm a salesman. I want to sell," and he's just like very weird vibes. Something was off vibes, and I'm like, this guy, and he kept pestering me. He got my email address. He hit me up for like 6 months in a row. Like, I want to work at one of your companies. I want to work at one of your portfolio companies. And I'm like, this guy will not go away. Like, I'm going to place him somewhere. I place him at a portfolio company. No joke. 2 months later, he was hired, and he was like their number 1 salesman. I'm like, that is a shocker. I'm not gonna lie, that is a shocker. It's so crazy. There's tenacity in every corner.
It's the same thing with founders. Like, as a venture investor, you want to be able to give somebody a test. Oh, you're going to be a great founder of a startup. I'll invest in you. Right. There's no common correlation. You can't predict their success and tenacity.
And they ask, how do you think I'll do? Because it's 100% commission.
Yeah.
This other company told me this. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable telling you because there is no crystal ball.
Yeah.
Well, they said I was going to do this. I'm like, I was told that too, and I didn't make that.
Yeah.
And I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's tough. But what I have learned is what to look out for. There's some red flags when they're experienced reps, and they come to you and they say, hey, I want a $50,000 sign-on bonus. I'm like, well, if you're as great as you claim to be, because usually those guys are like demanding the highest commissions, why do you need 50 grand?
Yeah.
You're doing just fine.
Yeah.
And that's 12 out of 10 times you stay away from those guys.
Yeah.
And they come by the dozens. Like, there are a lot of guys out there who've mastered getting sign-on bonuses and then never going out.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, rapid fire to end it as well, Ben.
Okay, I love it.
Okay. A book that everybody should read.
I'm more of a podcast listener, so...
Okay, podcast that everybody should listen
Besides the Startup Ignition podcast, what's your favorite?
This has become my next favorite one. I love Casey Baugh's The Case Studies.
to. Oh, the case studies.
It's awesome. The number one take for me is the becoming process is truly the reward. It's not the exit. It's not becoming uber wealthy where you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It's the becoming.
But what's so funny is that our last podcast that we just filmed, the episode prior to this one, Jeff Birmingham was on it, and he literally said the exact same thing, and we all agreed, like, it's not so much about the top of the mountain, it's the climb getting up there that you'll look back on and remember and have a good
But when you're in the climb, you don't ever think that way.
you don't think that way.
Do you know that I think that's one of the most recurring things in the 25 or so episodes we've done here, because most of our guests have been people that I've mentored and they've become wildly successful, and they all have the same recurring thing. When they hit the summit, they go, is this it? What now?
Yeah.
That's literally what they say. It's an interesting thing, isn't it?
I think this is episode 29 of our podcast, and I will say 90% of our guests have that exact same feeling towards it. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you look back,
and these are deca millionaires,
right,
or more. You know, these are really, really high net worth individuals, and they're just like, the money doesn't mean much. It's literally about how I got it.
Several times I felt like I got socked in the stomach, couldn't catch my breath in business. Like, this happened, that happened. I remember Tyler, even with his successful venture with Dev Mountain, and there were times where he and his co-founders literally thought they were on top of the world, and then all of a sudden they thought they were going out of business.
I can laugh about it because it was literally like a ping pong. It was just like, we suck, we're so good. Oh man, we're gonna die. Oh, we're gonna sell.
But when you look back now, those good and bad times are what you remember and how fun it was.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. And then when you're at the summit, a lot of people lose their way. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, and it's six kids, your wife. How long you been married now?
14 years.
Okay. So here's what's interesting. It's fascinating. More than half of the people that I've mentored and helped that became pretty seriously wealthy, around more than half, lose their families or get divorced.
I've seen it too. Yeah.
And it's kind of an interesting thing. And there's no, and sometimes people do need to be divorced and marriages don't go well. All that happens. My own parents, my mother and father should have been divorced. Okay. But at the same time, the goal of being a successful entrepreneur and getting to that summit is not kind of getting weird after that. You know what I mean? And sometimes that happens.
It takes a special woman, like you said at the beginning of this podcast, to support the ambitions of an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it definitely
really
does.
does.
Okay, another question. What keeps you motivated, Ben? What's your motivation?
Finishing that dang house.
Yeah.
Ever since
Is that like a second job or what?
Yeah, I love it.
You
It's
have a
fun.
general contractor.
Yes.
Jordan,
supposed to
we
take care
have
of
to
everything.
flash a picture of Ben's unfinished house up here right now
Okay.
to show everybody the project.
But it does.
Jordan's
become
our
like,
editor for the podcast.
It does become like a second job. I one time built my dream house overlooking 150-degree view of Puget Sound up in Seattle, overlooking everything. And we decided to get a guy to help us be our own general contractor. 2 years later, or like on SpongeBob SquarePants, 2 years later, and then it was just, and Tyler remembers as a kid how many times he had to sit in a minivan outside that house while my wife had to go take care of stuff while I'm working building a company. And it's hard to do. Building a custom home is like a second job. It really is.
No, it is. It's a part-time job for sure. And, but it's been fun. 'Cause
Even with a general.
it is.
Okay, what's the biggest personal win you're proud of, most proud of?
6 boys. That's probably, I know I could give you a business answer, but like having those 6 kids, I'm telling you, like when I come home and I get chills thinking about it, and they just jump on my leg and Dad, and I'm just, no money can replace that. Like, that is the coolest thing.
Are you about the same age as Tyler?
Yeah, we're exact same age.
So just, I'm going to tell you right here, right now, those 6 kids, you're going to have, that's going to come back and bless you later. Literally, when you get older, a huge source of your life satisfaction is grandchildren and your kids and still having great relationships with them and grandchildren and all that. And it is just a big part of life. And it's a lot of work now, but there's gonna be a day when you're going, man, this is sweet time.
I got an amazing wife because it doesn't feel like a lot of work because of her.
Yeah.
But to add on to that, I've been asked quite a bit, well, what's next? What are you gonna do next when pest control runs dry or whenever you're done? And it's kind of like what you guys are doing now too. I want to start a business with my boys one day. I've had these random stipulations. You got to be 24 years old. You've had to live life a little bit. And I want to know what their strengths are. And I want to build a business around their strengths. I don't care if it's Swig 2.0. It could be simple. It could be an app. It could be, I just don't want it to be pest control. It has to be different.
Yeah.
And I want to be a chairman and just financially fund it. And then we grow together, and we could just stay together as a unit.
Building a business with your boys.
That's my dream job.
That's life goal.
That's my life goal.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. And then last one here, and then we're going to wrap up the episode. Your advice to a 20-year-old self.
I should look at the camera.
Yeah.
Why not you?
Yeah.
Really, though. Because that's what started for me. I go meet with all these owners, and I just wasn't impressed. I just kept thinking, well, if he can do it, why can't I do it? And I know that's kind of a savage thought to have, but I have that instilled in my brain. I wish everyone could think that way. It's just like if Ryan Smith could do it, why can't I go do what Ryan Smith's doing?
Yeah.
I don't care to be a billionaire.
And the funny thing is, Ryan Smith, when he was younger, Josh James was talking to me about this too. He goes, with the day he realized that this person that was so high and mighty in the business world, he just wears a pair of pants just like me. He has to go to the bathroom just like me. He's no different than me. I can do anything he can do. And you start realizing that type of thing instead of being so intimidated by the situation. That's kind of what you're saying, I think.
Yeah.
It's just that, and we try to teach that in our boot camp for entrepreneurs. We teach that there's no difference in the people we've mentored to great success than you sitting in that chair. One day they were there. I mean, Sergey Brin and Larry Page of Google were 2 students at college in a garage when they launched Google.
I actually just saw a video. I saw a video of Larry Page and Sergey Brin, and they were so normal and like just goofing around in that garage. There was like a video that surfaced on the internet of it. Go look it up. But I was just like, wow, it's so weird how relatable they are at that stage to every entrepreneur I've ever interacted with.
Yeah, and there's no difference. And then look at how they've impacted the world and what their company's gone to. And that woman that they rented the garage from when they first started became president of YouTube later, and her success. I mean, but that's what's great about America, though, the United States. Anybody in any station in life
why not
become
you?
an entrepreneur.
Yeah, why not you?
And have incredible things happen. And it is a little bit of what you said, though. It is like there are some years where you got to be a little bit going all in, and it kind of, the family takes a little bit of a hit. You just got to make sure it's not too much.
Yeah.
And then you get the freedom to have a great life for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that's, and society over rewards entrepreneurs for their success. And when I say over rewards, it's really not, because they're creating jobs, they're creating great products. I mean, you've improved the pest control industry for salespeople.
I was going to say,
right?
I think
Haven't you?
Key takeaway is Ben's story is reinventing industries when you put people first and you think big and you learn from your scars and you keep moving forward, right? So it's been a great episode. So thank you, Ben. Thank you so much
Thanks
for coming.
for coming on. Really, it's nice to get to know you.
Yeah.
Likewise.
And I think that wraps it up for today's episode. Thank you so much to everybody that's been tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Ben's story is so awesome, so relatable. So share it with your entrepreneurial friends, and we will catch you next time. Thank you so much.